What's going on, guys? This is Aaron with Departures Capital. We're here with Karim Nassar, co-founder and CEO of Mednow. How are you doing today, Karim?
I'm doing great, Aaron. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, excited to have you on. So Mednow is a health tech company and virtual pharmacy focused on providing exceptional care and improving healthcare access. Can you tell us more about the company and what you guys offer?
Absolutely. So what we're building is a healthcare company that is going to be accessed virtually, and we're anchored today in pharmacy. We've built out Mednow Pharmacy in Ontario and British Columbia, and we're continuing with an expansion to be national by the end of the year. And our services is all about making your pharmacy experience extremely convenient. So you can go from being able to chat with our pharmacists or even virtual doctors right through the app. You can get your medications refilled and managed directly from our app. And in Greater Toronto area and the Greater Vancouver area, you can even get your medications delivered the same day. As I said, we're looking forward to being national and being able to do that same day delivery advantage in all other major Canadian cities.
That's amazing. So the company is positioned in a market that hasn't been tapped into yet. Can you tell us how you came to realize something was missing in the healthcare sector?
Absolutely. You're talking about a market that's worth almost $50 billion. And that market today is sitting primarily split across almost 10,000 pharmacies that are coast to coast, brick and mortar stores that are chasing the local business. We saw early on, before this pandemic even hit, that there's this real need for digital and online access to pharmacy services. People were already getting their dinners delivered through Uber Eats, hailing cabs through apps. And there was already this on-demand tech-powered companies that were clearly answering to the new trend that consumers were after, which is that convenience of online. So we were able to do exactly that with Mednow for the pharmacy, and we continue to do it across the spectrum for healthcare. That Mednow build that happened prior to the pandemic really got amplified once the pandemic came, because healthcare would have taken years to get to the place that Uber Eats has managed, for example, with the convenience of restaurants. The pandemic made it month. It really kind of shortened that timeline. People had to kind of get rushed to going virtually for all of their healthcare needs. And Mednow was there to capitalize on that. What we're really excited about too is, of course, being funded, having that $7 million raise that we did with our IPO, bringing in the team that we've got. We've really kind of established ourselves from a timing point of view, from a business plan point of view, to go after this massive market. And we're just so excited about how untapped it is. There's really hardly anybody doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time for you guys. So let's talk a little bit about how Mednow came into existence. So, Mednow was established by three exceptional co-founders, including yourself. Can you briefly touch on their backgrounds and what led to the launch of Mednow?
Absolutely. So we're talking about a computer engineer and two pharmacist entrepreneurs that got together and built this online pharmacy business. What I bring to the table as a computer engineer, somebody that knows technology, I've worked in healthcare the entirety of my career, starting with logistics. I helped a home healthcare company build out their Canadian, Western Canada logistics network entirely for the home oxygen delivery. Really understood how it works to deliver care to home, how to take care of people at home. And then from then on, I went and learned everything I needed to know about pharmacy by working at some major pharmacy companies, the wholesaling companies like McKesson, where I supported their strategy department, and really kind of bringing all that together along with the incredible expertise that Ali Rihani and Philip Campesano, who are business entrepreneurs who built a pharmacy business now earning more than $200 million in revenue. And they've done so over the span of the last decade or so. After graduating from school, they went out the gate and right away started buying companies. What it helped bring to Mednow is that expertise on what ultimately great pharmacy is, and bringing that along with the technology, the logistics knowledge that I'm bringing to them, and kind of forming what is a trifecta approach to making this amazing virtual online pharmacy business.
Awesome. So can you describe the process of your on-demand virtual pharmacy? What would an ideal experience look like for a first-time user?
It could start with you sitting with your kid, for example, and then recognizing that their medication just ran out. You're at home, you're busy with kids and all of the things that you need to be worrying about. I have two kids of my own, so I know exactly what that's like. So instead of now figuring out how to get out and go to the pharmacy, you can, right from your phone, through our app, take a picture of that empty vial or any information that could indicate to us what this child is taking. Mednow Pharmacy takes the prescription, fills it, and can get it delivered the same day. And it's all done without you having to worry about what happened in the background, without having to even leave the comfort of your own home. And really what we're doing next is expanding. Today, we have telemedicine provision through third-party providers. We're bringing in the telemedicine offering so that we really have that end-to-end experience. So if somebody was needing to see a doctor before they can get their medication, we can provide that as well. And then as we become a national player, that experience can be replicated in all major Canadian cities. And really it's all around convenience and making it really easy to have your pharmacy needs delivered.
Interesting. So Mednow just announced its advancement into another province. How does this fit into your national expansion plan?
We're being very strategic about how we allocate our capital, and we're going after the markets that we know are going to get us closer and quicker to that national expansion and national offering for a pharmacy. There aren't a lot of us out there that are online and national, so we're really trying to build something new, build the infrastructure that we kind of sometimes like to call the Silk Route for pharmacy service. So Manitoba is our next stop, and we've already started the process of building out the operations there. We're in active conversations in Quebec as well as Nova Scotia. And really what we're after is establishing the basis to be able to service every Canadian coast to coast. The great thing about being in a position like that is that now we're going to go after businesses. So for example, an employer that's national and they want to have all their employees' pharmacy needs get delivered from Mednow, we would be able to have that available. And really that's the dream, to create this holistic experience for every patient, regardless of where they came from, every customer, regardless of where they came from, to really make sure that it's just no trouble to get your prescriptions, to see your doctors, go to the same place for all of your healthcare needs.
That sounds great. So what does a company look for in new locations, and are there any other cities on your radar?
So we are looking at cities that give us access to metropolitan markets. We're building an online business for an online consumer that's used to getting a lot of their needs delivered online and through text, through apps and tech. So those major cities give us the same level of the same kind of customer. So Manitoba, for example, we're looking to get into that province to build out an operation there. We're in discussions with cities like Montreal to get coverage in Quebec, and then continuing on from there to Halifax, St. John's, and really positioning ourselves in places where we get to touch a massive group of the population. So for example, today with just our pharmacies in Toronto and Vancouver, we can access almost 12 million Canadians from the provinces of Ontario and British Columbia. So it's really all about being strategic where the next step is, so that we can get to that place where we have national coverage and can go after the markets that I described.
Definitely. So Mednow is also looking to expand its telemedicine offerings this year. Can you tell us more about this and why it is in line with the company's objectives?
From the get-go, we've always been around patient experience and really being obsessed with an amazing customer experience. So when we think about how it works today, where you go get your virtual telemedicine experience from somewhere, and then you get your prescription from somewhere else, and then the follow-up happens elsewhere. So it really kind of became quickly evident that we need to internalize all this and have it all under the same roof, Mednow roof, and have people be able to go from diagnosis all the way to delivery in one interaction. So they come to the Mednow app, they can see a virtual doctor. That's our telemedicine offering that we're building. Once they've seen that doctor, if there's a prescription, Mednow can fill the prescription if they choose to use Mednow as their pharmacy. And then finally, we deliver it the same day. And all that can happen within the span of hours. We're talking, 2 to 4 hours, and your prescription is right in your hand after you've seen your doctor. So the exciting thing about having telemedicine and a number of other healthcare services that we're contemplating, we just, we haven't told the market about yet, is to create that holistic one-stop shop. You go there, you have access to all that you need, except if, for example, you need to call 911. Of course, in that case, you should. But really everything else, all of your other healthcare needs, we're there to help you with.
So what can investors expect to see from Mednow in the next year?
Out the gate, we're after national expansion. So we've already started that process with Manitoba, and we're building out markets actively in Quebec and Nova Scotia. We've been very strategic as to how we're going to allocate our capital to arrive to being national as soon as possible. So out the gate, that's a priority for us. Right in parallel, we're building out our telemedicine offering, because through that, you can really have that holistic view. You got diagnosis all the way to delivery. And one of the key things for us is we want to manage customer experience and patient experience to be ultimately of the quality that Mednow has done in the pharmacy. So being able to maintain control over the telemedicine interactions, pharmacy, and all the way to delivery. We use our own people to deliver, for example. We're going to really create that ultimately unique and cohesive patient experience that we're after. And then lastly, when you have national offering, you have telemedicine offering, which is also going to become national eventually. We're going to be able to go from what we've been doing so far, which has been a measured growth in adding clients and adding revenue. We know that pharmacy is very important. It's something that requires care and attention to details. So as our technology is being built, we're testing to see if the patients are getting the experience that they should be getting, because now they're going through a virtual channel versus going through an in-person channel. So that's one of the reasons why we've had this approach of being very sort of mindful of the transition that we're causing in the market. And with that, we're really getting more and more confident about as the pieces come into place. We expect to have much greater user growth towards the end of the year, because we'll have the national setup, we'll have the telemedicine offering and technology that we know works really well for everyone when they want to transition from being in a brick and mortar mode to go into our online facility.
Lots of exciting things in the pipeline. So how can investors get in touch with you or find out more information about the company? Where should they go?
So I always encourage everyone to check out mednow.ca. It's our main site, and there you can learn all about our services and our offerings. You can even get a chance to interact with our pharmacists through the chat that's right on the website, or give us a call. Beyond that, for more investor-specific information, you go to investors.mednow.ca, and in there we've typically all of the things that you look for in an investor site, and then email us at ir@mednow.ca. Once again, that's ir@mednow.ca, or give us a call at 1-855-686-6300. That's our dedicated investors phone line for anybody who wants to also call our IR department. So we're all about being very accessible to our investors. We're so excited and grateful for everyone that supported us so far. Again, raising $37 million during a pandemic and IPOing all at the same time required the group effort of some incredible names. I mentioned Gravitas Securities as one of the guys that supported us all the way along the way, and a syndicate that through 8 Capital, Stifel, as well as Canaccord Genuity, really kind of created the momentum that we saw through that raise, the last raise we had with the $37 million closed. So yeah, it's exciting, and thank you so much for the time, Aaron. I really appreciate you giving me this chance to tell you a little bit more about Mednow.
I appreciate it as well. So thank you so much, and I look forward to covering your story.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to say, if you do support me, the channel, and all these videos, then kindly smash that like button along with hitting the subscribe button and the bell for notifications for future videos. I did also want to say, check the disclaimer down below. This video was sponsored by the company that we are talking about today. So check the disclaimer, full disclosure, and we're out of here. Always remember, guys, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. We'll see you guys in our next video.